Hi, PerspectiveWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Wednesday, February 5th. Quite an active weather pattern continues for the eastern part of the nation, really the eastern half of the nation. Looks like generally a lull in the precipitation in the mid-Atlantic region's I-95 corridor region for the next several hours. Don't expect much more than a few showers, scattered showers, places like D.C., Philadelphia, New York City during the day today. But then the rain will pick up tonight, and with temperatures at or just above the freezing mark, you can watch out for some freezing rain. Some rain could freeze in some surfaces well to the north and west of the district and northern and western suburbs of Philly and D.C. In the overnight hours, a cold frontal system settled to the south. Temperatures in the suburbs of Philly right now in the 30s. Reaching the 40-degree mark on the north side of the district right now, and those areas that are still warmer than that to the south of the district will see temperatures drop over the next few hours as this cold frontal system continues to drop to the south here, with high pressure building in across northern New England and southeastern Canada. A heavy rain event is on tap for the mid-Atlantic region for tomorrow night into early Friday, and that can be associated with some flash flooding conditions that we'll have to watch out for. Here's a look at the latest radar loop from WSI's and Telecast.com. Again, for the most part, there's kind of a lull here developing in the Mid-Atlantic region in terms of precipitation for the next several hours. This is the area of more persistent, more consistent rainfall, and that arrives late today or early tonight in the I-95 corridor region from D.C. to Philadelphia to New York City. And again, it can be cold enough with temperatures not far from freezing in the suburban locations for some of that rain to freeze on some surfaces. Around New York City, there could even be some ice pellets mixed in the overnight hours. This is quite an interesting storm here, where there's some significant snow in places not too accustomed to it out across Texas and Oklahoma. And this is where our system is originating for tomorrow night into early Friday. And again, the potential exists for a heavy rain event tomorrow night into early Friday in D.C., Philly, New York City, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm or two. And we'll have to watch out for potential flash flooding. Well, let's take a look at the operational run of the GFS model from 0Z last night. First of all, kind of a long wave ridge across the southeastern part of the nation, and a long wave trough out across the middle part of the nation. Southwesterly flow of air in the upper part of the atmosphere coming into the mid-Atlantic region from the south-central U.S. However, down at the surface now, you'll see winds have turned around to more of a northerly direction following the passage of that backdoor cold front. That shallow cold air, again, presents the possibility of some freezing rain later tonight into early tomorrow, well to the north and west of Washington, D.C., in the northern and western suburbs of Philly and New York. Now let's just move forward here, and here we go through the day today. That long wave trough continues to slide to the east. Meanwhile, a ridge continues to produce southwesterly flow in the upper part of the atmosphere in the eastern part of the nation. Let's keep moving forward here. By the time we get into tomorrow afternoon, that same cold frontal system that passed through in the overnight hours from the north to the south will turn around, move back to the north as a warm front, start off cold in the day in places like Philly, suburbs of D.C., New York City on Thursday, but then by the end of the day will turn milder, and that will set the stage for a potential heavy rain event tomorrow night into early Friday. This vigorous, the trough in the upper part of the atmosphere, tends to go on kind of a negatively tilted trough axis here. Upward motion will be quite prevalent in the mid-Atlantic region tomorrow night into early Friday. We'll take a look at the jet streak pattern. That too favors some strong upward motion. In turn, that should result in a heavy rain event. Some areas could get easily 2 inches of rain between now and Friday afternoon in the mid-Atlantic region. And soil conditions are rather wet, so that's why there is the potential with this heavy rain of potential flash flooding tomorrow night into early Friday. Let's keep moving forward. And here we go. That finally pulls away on Friday afternoon. Then we have to watch for another wave. And now notice there's not much distance between this incoming wave of upper level energy that will produce a heavy rain event tomorrow night into early Friday, and this follow-up system, and that will kind of prevent it from becoming a real significant storm over the upcoming weekend. And here's that area of energy by Saturday morning that we'll have to watch. And again, it's kind of inhibited a little bit because of its proximity to this front end wave here early in the weekend, but nonetheless, this could result in some snow for the mid-Atlantic region Saturday night, early Sunday. It does not look like a significant event at this time, again, because it really doesn't have much room to explode into a real strong system over the upcoming weekend. But we'll continue to monitor that, of course, over the next couple of days. Well, speaking of the jet streak, just wanted to kind of show a few of these maps. At 250 millibar, way up in the upper part of the atmosphere, the wind flow. This is starting off with the forecast map for tomorrow morning. And here is a very, very impressive jet streak. Again, way up in the upper part of the atmosphere. And generally, if you're on what we call the right entrance region of this particular pattern in the upper part of the atmosphere, you can have some strong upward motion. Indeed, that jet streak will play a role. Here we are now by late tomorrow. Very impressive upper level jet streak. And this will result in some strong upward motion over the mid-Atlantic region late tomorrow, tomorrow night especially. And that will contribute to the possibility of some significant rainfall and the potential of flash flooding. Finally slides off to the east by Friday afternoon, and we'll have to watch the jet streak associated with that weekend upper level wave of energy. But again, lots of upward motion will likely contribute to this heavy rainfall tomorrow night into early Friday into the DC, Philadelphia, New York City corridor. Well, let's now walk through the surface forecast maps from last night's Zero-Z GFS model run. Again, kind of a lull in the precipitation in the Mid-Atlantic region for the next several hours. Not much precipitation in the form of rain expected throughout much of the day today in DC, Philadelphia, New York City. And then tonight, we get a more of a persistent pattern here shaping up. And again, notice this kind of high pressure sitting over New England by this evening. Colder air still at the surface level, the shallow cold air mass all the way down to DC when this next batch of precipitation arrives. And it could very well result in some freezing rain. I think actually the GFS may be underdoing the extent of this freezing rain. The other models like the NAM model has a little better handle of things, and there could actually be some freezing on some surfaces well to the north and west of DC, and certainly in the northern and western suburbs of Philadelphia overnight tonight. Places like Bucks County for sure can get down near the freezing mark, maybe low to mid 30s, all the way down to the far northern and western suburbs of DC. So watch out overnight tonight for freezing on some surfaces, maybe even some sleet mixed in the New York City metro region tonight. And then as we go into the daytime hours on Thursday, that same cold front will turn around, move to the north as a warm front, as this next area of precipitation moves from the southwest to the northeast. We'll start the day on the cold side in Philly, DC, New York City, but by the end of the day we'll likely be in the 50s in some areas, certainly well up in the 40s. It'll turn milder as that frontal system pushes back to the north as a warm front, and then it sets the stage for a potential heavy rain event tomorrow night into early Friday. There can even be an isolated thunderstorm or two. Later Friday, that low pressure moves off to the north, and these colder air moves in from the northwest. The winds will pick up Friday afternoon out of the northwest. An outside chance to the north and west of places like New York City that the rain ends as snow later on Friday. And again, the winds will pick up noticeably, and a moderately cold air mass pushes in for the beginning part of the weekend. And then we'll have to watch that next wave of energy. Again, it's not too far removed from this heavy rain event, this initial wave of energy here Thursday night, Friday. So it really doesn't have all that much room in the atmosphere to explode into a significant system. However, we'll continue to monitor that threat over the next couple of days. And here it is by Saturday afternoon. Again, it can throw some snow or a mix of rain and snow in D.C., even up into Philadelphia and New York City. Not expecting a significant event right now, but we'll monitor that certainly right through the end of the work week. But in the meantime, the threat for some freezing rain overnight tonight to the north and west of New York City, north and west of Philly, and well to the north and west of the district. Then a heavy rain event is on the table for tomorrow night into early Friday in the I-95 corridor. We'll have to watch out for the possibility of some flash flooding conditions. That's it for now. For PerspectiveWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.